That evening, after I had finished the rest of my homework, the note about the essay caught my eye. She noticed that she remembered that she had to write the essay, which Mr. Keesing had given to her as punishment. I began thinking about the subject while chewing the tip of my fountain pen. Anyone would ramble on ramble on and leave big spaces between the words. But the trick was to come up with convincing arguments to prove the necessity of talking. That means Anne knew a lot about writing. She was given the task of writing an essay as a punishment. She took it on with full vigor. She did not want to write it like others who left big spaces between the words to make the essay look long. And she knew that the trick was to come up with a convincing argument to prove the necessity of talking. So we can see that she was different in her approach. I thought, and suddenly I had an idea. She kept pondering over the matter, over the topic, and then she got an idea. I wrote 3 pages Mr. Keesing had assigned me and was satisfied. After reading her own work, she felt happy. I argued in that essay, she argued that talking is a student's trait. It's an attribute of a student, or you can say quality of a student, and that I would do my best to keep it under control. But that I would never be able to cure myself of the habit. She would try to control her habit of talking so much, but she would never be able to cure herself of the habit, she said. Why? Because since my mother talked as much as I did, if not more, and that there's not much you can do about inherited traits. So she was trying to prove this point. She wanted to convince her teacher that she had got this trait in her genes from her mother. So she could not do much about it. Mr. Keesing had a good laugh at my arguments. After reading that, Mr. Keesing had a good laugh. But when I proceeded to talk my way through the next lesson, then again she could not resist talking. She kept on talking. He assigned me a second essay. He again assigned her a second essay. This time it was supposed to be on an incorrigible chatterbox. An incorrigible chatterbox. Incorrigible means incurable, who is beyond correction. So he gave one more topic which was related to the first topic only, an incorrigible chatterbox, again pointing towards her behavior. That again she had started talking even after getting the punishment, and she is like beyond correction. She was beyond correction. I handed it in, and Mr. Keesing had nothing to complain about for 2 whole lessons. However, during the 3rd lesson, he had finally had enough, and Frank, as punishment for talking in class, write an essay entitled "Quack, Quack, Quack," said Mistress Chatterbox. After she wrote the essay on an incorrigible chatterbox, she again, started talking, and that annoyed Mr. Keesing again. And again he gave another topic which was again related to chatterbox. "Quack, quack, quack," said Mistress Chatterbox. The class roared. The whole class laughed at her. I had to laugh too, though I had nearly exhausted my ingenuity on the topic of chatterboxes. She had actually, she was thinking that she had no other idea on this topic. She was exhausted of all the originality of the ideas on the same topic of chatterboxes. It was time to come up with something else, something original. Now, because she was getting that topic of chatterbox for the third time as punishment, so she had got, out of ideas. She was not having any more ideas, but she thought of, doing something about the topic to make it, quite original and innovative in a different manner. My friend San, who's good at poetry, offered to help me write the essay from beginning to end in verse. So who offered her to help? San, who was good at poetry. And I jumped for joy, and she became very happy to know that. Because she had written essays earlier, but this time she was getting help from one of her friends to write a poetry on the topic. Mr. Keesing was trying to play a joke on me with this ridiculous subject, but I would make sure the joke was on him. So she wanted to just turn the tables on him only, because the whole class laughed at her, and he was trying to make a joke of her, calling her chatterbox. So which had become very amusing to her classmates. So she wanted to turn the joke on him only. I finished my poem, and it was beautiful. It was about a mother duck and a father swan with 3 baby ducklings who were bitten to death by the father because they quacked too much. Quack too much, she here implies, that means it is referring to her habit of talking. So as those ducklings were very talkative, or you can say they quack too much, so the father swan, now here father swan is referred to Mr. Keesing. So father swan bit them to death because they quack too much. So that means Mr. Keesing, she wanted to point this out, that Mr. Keesing was singularly pointing her out for her being very talkative. He read the poem to the class, adding his own comments, and to several other classes as well. Since then, I have been allowed to talk and haven't been assigned any extra homework. On the contrary, Mr. Keesing's always making jokes these days. So what happened when he read the poem to the class? He added his own comments. He in fact liked the poem. He in fact liked the way how cleverly she had come out with a new idea and had proven her point, given convincing points in the poem. So he was actually impressed by her way of writing. Since then, I have been allowed to talk and haven't been assigned any extra homework. So he also understood that the joke was on him, and Father Swan was actually he himself. So he understood what she had meant in the poem, and he took it very practically and very sportily, and he allowed her to talk in the class and didn't give her any assignment, also any further extra work. On the contrary, Mr. Keesing's always making jokes these days. Because of that, Mr. Keesing's attitude had also changed towards the class, and he had become now a very fun-loving person. Yours, Anne. And here the diary ends. The entry of the diary ends.